saying though, if you really do know your rights, and you practice due process or whatever, or not whatever, but if you practice that, then basically, um, you like it works. It's not just.
Well, I mean, if you can stick to it, I've not known of anybody that has failed once they understand due process. I don't
Really?
know of anybody that has failed.
That's good to hear.
I don't know how you would fail, for that matter. The due
With due
process
process,
very
yeah.
strong clause in your Constitution.
See, here's the thing too. Like, okay, so on the internet, there's probably like a lot of misinformation about what a sovereign is. There's a lot of like, advice on the internet, saying that sign these papers or like say this exact thing. But I notice that a lot of people get in trouble and they get thrown in jail. But the cool thing about it is that when I came across your information, I feel like yours was the most solid in truth, and it seems very clear. And the fact that you've been studying the law since 45 years, to me it seems like the what you're teaching, it actually genuinely does work. But then, like, I wonder, like, with all this other people, like with the sovereign movement or something like that, it ends up not working for them. And I think maybe it has to do with they're not focused on the due process part. Maybe they're focused on all the other branches, and they're not getting to the root of it. Do you think that's right?
Yeah, the root goes back to Adam, that matters, but we want to center in on somewhere around the 1200s.
Yeah.
To show how quick it started developing into place. But if you're going to understand, the stuff that I teach comes back, and I prove its existence from century to century to century to century. That this is not new stuff. This is not something that just come around in the last 10 years because somebody thought they would come up with a theory. You got theories like the all caps. You've got the stuff like the UCC. You've got what's called the redemption.
That stuff it doesn't work, does it? Is that completely fake? Because I've studied it before, and I feel like I kind of wasted my time studying all that, like the straw man and stuff. I mean, it's interesting, but at the same time, it generally doesn't work. Am I right?
I don't know anybody that's won on the straw man argument.
Yeah.
I'd like to know anybody that sounds to me like they've just been watching Wizard of Oz too much.
I mean, it's kind of funny. It's interesting, but you're right though. It doesn't work. I mean, I've seen so many videos, on the internet, and there's like these people that have like this huge movement, and they're all into the UCC, they're all into the straw man and everything like that, and they get thrown in jail, and then
all of the UCC, for instance, is an inferior law to the common law, and as long as it's contractual among the commercial people. I'm not involved in commercial work, so why would I be a member of the UCC and actually use uniform commercial codes when there's nothing I'm doing that's commercial?
Interesting.
I'm going to get the law of the land. That's what due process requires, that you receive the law of the land. You're not forced into the law of the seas or administrative courts or these courts that want to lie to you about the straw man idea or the UCC deal or this so-called all caps deal. You can't just make me another person because you spelled my name in all capital letters. I'm not suddenly lose all my rights. Who's got the power to do that? There's no government out there with that power. Show that to me in the Constitution. If you've got that power, then we've got worse tyranny than we thought. If you can just change me out by spelling my name in upper case letters, and whoever's doing that, who's got that started? I've got textbooks from what the schools taught in like 1826 on particular subjects. So I know what they was explaining to the children in those days in the class. But that's where my studies come from. I don't have a theory from the internet. I'm basing everything from the past.
But the thing about it is our founding fathers had a lot more freedom anyway because they understood that truth. Our founding fathers, I guess in their textbooks, it completely they try to strip away the story of our founding fathers so that we wouldn't understand, what made them so free. You know what I mean?
All right.
like it would be interesting. I would like to talk about some of the textbooks that you have about what they actually taught in the schools versus what they teach now. Um, that would be like another video.
Okay, that's fine.
No. I really appreciate it. This is really good information. Do you have any questions for me, or is there anything else you
No,
would like to add?
I'm fine. I just appreciate you calling me to get my take on something. And like I said, I don't have what you call a personal take. I'm transferring stuff that I get out of these books from some of them 200 years old.
And it's more powerful though.
And it's the same. It's the common law was common law then. It's common law now.
And it's never really changed.
Right. They would have you to believe so. I mean, the modern people will have you to believe so. But you're going to have to prove that, one, you have the power to make that change. And when did you get that power to make that change? And you'll find out they never got it. So then there's no change. It is. That's how you argue. I mean, you can straighten up a judge pretty quick if you're ready to lay it out.
And I'm just going to remind myself again, the fact that you said that every single person that goes through due process, you have never seen them fail at all.
No, I'm not, and that doesn't mean that not everybody gets back with me. When they call me and ask, what to do and what's going on, I talk to so many people. Not everyone has got back with me, but those that have reported that they won their case and the judge dismissed, etc. I'm not aware of any loss, and I don't know how you could lose. The thing about it is the law of the land is superior to anything else, and if what they claim is law cannot stand up to the true law, then it can't be law.
Yeah. Wow. That's like so. I'm going to definitely keep studying about that due process. I saw like a video on your group, and I'm going to really start, it was like a video that you had about the due process. Is it a pretty easy process, or is it like really, is it like a lot of technical stuff by it?
I don't think there's a lot of technical stuff. Most of it's common sense. That's what the common law is based on. Is the forefathers of the common law, as they called it in England, is when it began to be called the common law. Now, my first 10 classes on the due process is what your listeners should go to the American School of Common Law and go listen. There's 10 classes teaching you about the common law. There's no hardship to what it's saying. You might have to remember some names if you never heard of, and some dates. But that's about it. Other than that, it's just plain old common sense of why this particular thing is law and why it's not law or whatever. But common law, as Sir Edward Cook said, is reason. Now, if you can't reason this out, then it can't be law either. I mean, you just can't say that we're making a law that there can never be blonde-headed people anymore. So if you're blonde-headed, you better get it dyed real quick. And who would be behind that? Well, definitely common law sure wouldn't be. And only an administrative agency could possibly want to go that route. And they go that route quite a bit with, particular instructions on what they think you ought to be or not be. Have a driver's license, fishing license, all these kind of things just to do the things that you already have a right to do.
Yeah. Oh, perfect. I appreciate it so much. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna share the link to it, and I also put the other one on my Facebook, and thank you so much. Oh.